Nola here in Orange Beach, Alabama at Lauria's Italian Bar and Bistro. Let's go check it out.
Welcome to Nolagent. Let the good times roll. Looking for the best Italian food in Orange Beach, Alabama? Join us in this episode of our Gulf Coast Travel Guide as we review Lauria's Italian Bar and Bistro for our Italian food review videos to experience the good stuff in here at this Italian restaurant. Lauria's Italian Bar and Bistro is located in Orange Beach, Alabama at 25637 Canal Road, which is about 3 hours and 194 miles away from the New Orleans French Quarter. This Gulf Coast Italian restaurant is noted for their sandwiches, pasta, and flatbreads. We continue our best food quest as first we feast with me through Orange Beach restaurants, looking for the best Gulf Coast Italian food at the best Orange Beach restaurants. So let's go ahead and head on inside here and check this place out. And whoa, there's no map with her name on it here. That is a interesting difference. So as we head on inside, there was nobody else in here, so I was the sole customer. Now granted, it is the off season when I'm visiting, so that could explain a little bit of what's happening here. And they do apparently have a nice happy hour deal with some good specials. It was past that, but here's the happy hour menu. So happy hour is Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. They have garlic bread sticks, hummus and pita plate, smoked tuna dip, a giant Bavarian pretzel, burrata plate, pepperoni flatbread and cheese flatbread, and then drink specials of Busch Light, Bud Light, Miller Light, Coors Light, Yingling, lime margarita, sweet sangria, house red, and house white. They also have wine flights for $12.99 for different wines every month. This month's features are wines from Northern Italy, Casa Ferrari, Prosecco, Velladio, Habadin, Bruch, Tifo Bruno, Pinot Grigio, Nino Negri, Quadrio, Vallatellino, Superior, Ricasio, Barbara, Appasa, Zemito. I don't know any Italian at all, so that was just my best guess. Now let's go ahead and check out this menu now. So we have starters with garlic breadsticks, baked brie, bruschetta, lax on baguette, smoked tuna dip, hummus with naan, Bavarian pretzels, burrata plate, soup and salad, and you can add chicken to any salad. There's a side salad, a burrata salad, a Caesar salad, a caprese salad. Then we have a tomato basil soup cup or bowl. Then a local favorites comes with pasta salad or chips, hot Italian beef, pizza sub, Cousin Nicky, smoked Gouda BLT, meatball sub, and baked meatballs. Next we have charcuterie boards, chef's choice, 2 cheese and 1 charcuterie, or 3 cheese and 2 charcuterie, special bagel sandwiches, your choice of plain or everything bagel, Lickets Lax, smoked tuna melt, ham and cheese bagel, muffaletta bagel sandwich, caprese bagel sandwich. Then we have pasta, lasagna, spaghetti and meatball, fettuccine alfredo, chicken fettuccine alfredo, margarita fettuccine, creamy pesto pasta. Then we have flatbread with a margarita, pepperoni, spicy barbecue, buffalo chicken, white chicken, Italian sausage supreme, and desserts, tiramisu and cheesecake. Then we have the drink menu with a selection of red wines, beer and hard seltzers, white wine, rosé wine, specialty cocktails, bubbles, the bubbly bundle, and frozen drinks. So I got the lasagna because they did not have pan-aid veal, and my pal the Commodore would never come here because they don't have pan-aid veal. So this lasagna looks kind of dry. This is not the most appetizing looking lasagna I've seen before. So the cheese does look melted on top, but there's not a whole lot of ooey gooiness happening here. There's a tad bit of cheesy ooey gooiness, but not a lot, and it's a little bit on the cooler side. This is not a very hot lasagna. Let's say it's maybe a little below room temperature, maybe a little cool in the middle. At least I'm not burning my tongue, I guess is the bonus part. Let's try this nice little piece of bread here. A little toasted bread. Here we go. Let's see if this has any good effect. Okay, so this at least is a good piece of bread. I do enjoy the bread. So far, the bread is impressing me more than the lasagna. The lasagna could definitely stand a little more sauce, a little more heating up probably. The portion size is a bit scrawny as well. I can honestly say this is the absolute smallest serving size of lasagna I have ever had served to me in a restaurant. Probably the smallest serving size I've been served anywhere, whether that's somebody's home or elsewhere. This would not cut it in New Orleans, I'll tell you. This serving size would not go over at all, especially for the price. The flavor just is not really there. I mean, a New Orleans lasagna or any other lasagna I've ever had, there'd be a lot of nice sauciness pouring out of it, a lot more ooey gooey cheese, a whole lot more in the portion size arena as well, and a whole lot more in the flavor arena. This is overall the smallest serving size, the most bland, flavorless lasagna I've ever had. And I gotta say, I do not believe I would ever order this again. I'm hoping it was an off night and maybe they do have a good lasagna. Normally, this is not what I would call a good lasagna when the bread is better than a lasagna. This is just not the best example. Now it's edible. I certainly can eat it. It is not tasting like poison or dirt or any other horrible flavors. It's just very bland and not that flavorful, and really lacking some of that ooh la la that I usually get out of lasagna. And I am a big lover of lasagna, just not this one. This might be the only lasagna I've met that I didn't immediately just really find myself totally enthralled with. So I'm just gonna power through, force it down. It's really just pretty uninteresting and boring as I take this down. It's sort of a forced effort. I don't think I've ever had to force myself to take down lasagna before. Well, we're almost to the end of this rather unpleasant lasagna experience. I can't believe that such a thing is possible. So now, just like I've totally destroyed this lasagna, go ahead and destroy that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, comment below and tell me what you thought about this lasagna. And while you're down there, make sure to check out the link to my Patreon account, as I do work for tips and I appreciate any help with that. Okay, I was still starving, so I decided to try their Italian beef, and I hope this would maybe be a redeeming thing that would finally impress me. So this bread looks pretty good. It looks like there's a decent amount of meat on here, and I'm first biting into it. It is very dry and not a whole lot of flavor. So I asked for some red gravy, some little extra sauce here to improve it, doctor it up a bit. Let's see if the red gravy here helps it, and yes, it is better with the red gravy. I'm still not getting a whole lot of juicy, delicious, beefy flavor like I would expect in an Italian beef. The other stuff on here is decent. It's an okay thing. You know, it's still not my favorite sandwich I've ever had, I've got to say. The gardenia is an extra flavor level where they could have put a whole lot more of that on here. Personally, I would prefer a New Orleans style Sicilian olive salad. And they do have a Rouse's nearby, so maybe try putting some of that Rouse's house brand olive salad on here to really kick up the flavor. And it would have a whole lot more olive oil on here then, which would at least be another flavor level and moisture level, because this is just a very dry sandwich still. You know, each and every bite is certainly got a nice crunch to the bread at least. I think the bread is probably my favorite part of this sandwich. Still not as good as a New Orleans po' boy loaf, of course, but it's still pretty good for what it is. So it is going down pretty quickly. I wouldn't say easily and effortlessly, because it is just not that flavorful. This has all been a pretty bland experience so far, and I was expecting a whole lot more juicy, delicious, maybe a little beef gravy of some type in here, a little of the moisture, some kind of more beefy flavor than just sort of like deli meat sliced up and piled on here. All right, here we go, the last bite. And now, just like I totally destroyed this Italian beef thing, go ahead and destroy that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, comment below and let me know what you thought about this Italian beef. And while you're down there, make sure to check out the link to my Patreon account, as I do work for tips and I appreciate any help with that. had a whole lot of other Italian beefs in other places that were a lot better than this, I have to say. So the bill arrived, and the total before tip was $30.80, which I didn't really think it was anywhere close to being worth that price for what I was served here. Ooh. On both Yelp and on Google Maps, there were a lot of good reviews for this place, but then those were a year or so back. More recently, I did see a few negative reviews that were more recent. By a few on Google Maps, there were quite a few of those. So maybe something's fallen off. I don't know. This just was not really an enjoyable experience, and I wouldn't recommend going to it the way it currently is. Maybe there was some sort of change of who was in the kitchen or something. All I know is this is one of the worst meals I've ever had anywhere in the Orange Beach, Gulf Shores, or maybe the entire Gulf Coast in many ways. So, thanks so much to Lauria's for having the possibility of maybe being better in the future. And thanks so much to all of you out there for tuning into the Noel Gent channel, especially to my Patreons. Now, if you would so kindly, go ahead and share this video with any of your friends or contacts that would enjoy it, as it really would help me with that YouTube algorithm. Then just take a moment to look in the description box underneath this video, where you will see links to various cookbooks. If you will click on one of those links, it takes you to Amazon. And then even if you don't need a cookbook, but you go ahead and buy something else you were going to buy anyway, for many of those products and things on there, I will get a little tiny commission still on many of those products, and that really does help this channel. And then tune in next time, because we're going to have more good food, good times, and good people.
Noel Gent here, and thanks so much for watching. And just go ahead and destroy this video right here to keep up with the fun.